Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Eye on Icon. Today I have with me the guys from Spartan Node. What you will notice is we don't have Iconographer with us. He is taking a well-deserved break, some holiday, so hopefully he's enjoying himself and ready to tune into this episode. But joining us today from Spartan Node is Dusty and Cali. How are you, Dusty?
Hey man, doing great. Great, doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. I've really been enjoying our chat. Full disclosure, we were meant to start recording half an hour ago, but in the background we've just been chatting away, so it's been great. Cali, how about yourself?
Hey, what's up, Fez? Thanks for having us, man.
Pleasure's mine, all ours. Really glad to have you on the show. There's so much to talk about. You guys are doing so many things in the Icon ecosystem. I'm really keen to, well, obviously deep dive into the NFT Bazaar, and which I have been testing and loving, and then talk about some of the other stuff you have in the works. So really excited to have you guys on. Thank you.
Cool. It's my pleasure. I'm a big fan of the show, first of all, Fez. Let me say that. I can't believe I'm actually on it.
I really appreciate that. I never thought I'd see the day, well, I never thought I'd have a podcast or anything like that, so I have nothing but the Icon community to thank for making this possible, because people are actually listening and want to come on the show and talk about their projects as well, all the teams, all the P-Rep teams, which has been fantastic.
Oh, everyone loves it. I mean, it's way better than Corey's show. I'll tell you that right now.
Come on, Corey's been inspiration. It's
Sorry, Corey.
Nah, I know. Corey has been. He is the one who helped me initially. When I was making content, he used to take it and just tweet it like insane. If I said a word, he would tweet it 10 times. So I have nobody else but him to thank for all the hard work and help he's making everything possible. So
oh, for sure, Corey's the man. I joke.
I know. Is the man. Hey, who do you think in the beta bought the NFT, Corey's NFT? It was me. I'm the proud owner of it.
Was that you?
That was me.
Nice. I should have put it up for more.
Oh yeah, I'm already reselling it for double the value, so
hell yeah, there's more where that came from. I have a whole Corey series planned.
Looking forward to it. Cool. Okay, well, Dusty, so let's kick it off. In case someone brand new is listening, give us an overview about Spartan Node. Kind of what you'll stand for, what are you trying to do?
Oh, sure. Well, we're trying to give a voice back to the Icon community and be one of the more accessible P-Reps where anybody can come at us with an idea or a complaint or preferably an idea, but we're trying to as accurately vote on CPS proposals this time around. Something that we're doing, we put our vote up to the channel and we're going to vote on the CPS proposals. We're not going to step on, if the majority of people want to vote on one proposal one way and one the other way, we're going to follow the wishes of the people. But basically we're trying to be the voice of our Icon community as good as we can be, and give back at the same time. For years, or at least for a couple of years, nobody really had to do much, and we're trying to iterate as fast as we can on the projects that either people have ideas for that come to us, or the ones that we cook up on our own. Iterate, implement them fast for a change on Icon without breaking too much, and actually build on Icon at the same time as being a reward sharing node. So that's pretty much, I think, unless Cali has anything to add to that.
No, that was perfect. Did you write that down, dude? That was excellent. Yeah, I think basically we're trying to be like what I thought, or what Dusty thought, like a P-Rep should be, like a public representative. We want to take everyone's input. We want to be able to get it 24/7, be available, and just kind of broadcast the community mind to the Icon community.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Look, and I actually noticed the vote this time, Dusty. I saw you posted on the chat, and that was great. I was looking at it, and I saw a few. I was putting my votes in, and I thought, wait a minute, I'm not across two of these projects, so I cancelled, and I needed to read up on a couple of them to make sure. You can see I get right into the CPS proposal. So but I love that, and this is essentially, you're right, the P-Rep teams, like for the proposals, this is where it's going to shift to once Icon 2.0 kicks in, and we have a few of those changes that come in. me as an iconist, I'd be looking to go, okay, every CPS round, what have the PREPs been voting through? Are these projects that I think personally would help Icon, etc., etc.? And I would be shuffling my votes accordingly. So I really love that you actually covered that up and what you're all about, because that is essentially what it should be and what it will be moving to. Yeah, and Cali, don't worry, we've got this on recording, so you don't need to write that down. You can just listen to it over and over and over again.
Well, let me put my pen down. Thank God, dude.
Cool. Okay, so that's great. Look, let's dive in. Cali, what I know you'll have a lot in the works. Okay, so let's talk what's coming right now. The NFT Bazaar. So tell us about it. Like, let's talk about its inception, how it came about, and then we'll keep going further into the story.
Yeah, right on, dude. Yeah, well, I've been interested in NFTs for a long time. I think they're really cool. I think there's a lot. I think we just barely scratched the surface. The whole crypto community of what is possible with an NFT. I think it's really cool. I think like right now, people, the average kind of consumer person that's not really into crypto is kind of getting into NFTs. So I think now is a perfect time to bring them to Icon in an accessible way. And I think that's what the NFT Bazaar is doing. It's going to be super easy to use, super cheap, super fast to mint something. And yeah, basically in like a little minute speech, that's what we're trying to do with it. Just kind of get it out there, get it open, get it accessible for everyone.
Okay, so you're in open beta. How's it going? How's all that process going? Is it holding up the way you hoped? Are we at that point where you're feeling like you want to get it released?
Yeah, absolutely. The beta has been actually a lot smoother than I thought. We didn't have any like crazy bugs or just kind of little things, but I think if it were up to me, we'd release today. I think we're ready to go. We were talking a little bit that like developers, they never want to release things. They just want to keep it in beta forever. But I think we are like 99.9% ready to release. We're ready to go. We have an awesome dev team.
Yeah, it's really amazing, this team. And for people that are just tuning in and have seen us, climb up the ranks, we were at one time, Cali and I were at number 98, and it kind of shows you that vote stagnancy and everything maybe really isn't a thing if you integrate right and get in, with a good community and do something that people like. You could actually climb up the ranks pretty significantly, But this dev team just kind of assembled out of nothing, man, and they are first rate, each one of them. And we've got a 3-person dev team that I know of. And let me close this out. Sorry. And it's just amazing to see how fast they've built this. I think, how long have they been building it, Cal? Like 6 weeks, maybe? 5?
Yeah, less than that almost. Yeah, I think we got John, he's our lead dev, and then we brought on Steve, and then we brought on a third one, YJ, and they're just knocking this out of the park. It's been amazing to watch.
YJ, yes. It's funny, YJ reached out to me, and I've sent him on directions to find and linked him into the dev chat, and I heard you guys had picked him up. Very happy for him.
You turned down YJ fast. You should have scooped him up, man. YJ's ass.
I didn't turn him down. I had nothing for him. I'm not a dev, So he listened to the podcast and reached out. So sent him on to the Icon community. So it's great to hear you guys picked him up and he's getting involved.
He's first rate, man.
Awesome.
And the kind of the way we structured the node is we are a reward sharing node, and we give back. Right now it's 60% of what we make goes back to our voters and the people in our community, but then that carves out a lot for node maintenance as far as the actual node itself. And then these developers come on and we kind of make them team members, part owners of the node as well. And so, I mean, everybody, the economics of it are really cool. It's really allowed this thing. We haven't had to ask for money to build it and go on the web, and it's kind of funded itself. It's been really, really, and it's been iterated and implemented so quickly and so solidly. And I mean, we're going for launch next week, I think. Let me look at the calendar. When is it? When's the launch?
Don't tell them, Dusty. That's a secret still.
Oh, come on. Exclusive.
I think you want an exclusive. I don't know, dude. Would John he would get super mad if we release the date right now.
Yeah, we can't.
No, let's keep John happy. Got to keep him, in the right mind and getting iterating very quickly. So
John gets mad fast, dude. He's gonna throw out a bunch of crazy ass stuff in the chat.
So let's talk about the NFT Bazaar in terms of What files and things are you supporting? What features is it coming out with right off the bat?
At launch, we're going to feature obviously like images, any kind of raw file. I think up to 50 megabytes you can make into an NFT, which is pretty big. And we're also going to feature full audio, which is going to be very cool. So we're going to try to attract like different bands. We do have an exclusive for you, Fez. Dusty, you want to talk about our big project we're going to release? No one's ever heard about this before, Fez. It's just for you.
Ooh. The record label thing?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we kind of had the idea, you know, because I'm a musician. I'm not really much of one these days, but I had a studio for years, and audio's always been super interesting to me. And when John mentioned that we'd be able to upload like FLACs, free lossless audio codecs, WAV files, MP3s, and all this, I was like, you know, you cut out the middleman. Especially when we do the IRC31s, which allow like multiple copies. Like you can do, like an artist, just a singer-songwriter, say in Colorado, could cut a track of just him or herself, you know, with a song, but they've got fans. They could do a limited edition 500 or 1,000, like a limited print, attach the MP3 to it, put artwork on it, sign it, and 1,000 of their fans can buy it and have something that nobody else has and fund their tour through the Northwest or through the Southeast or wherever. It just opens up just a lot of opportunities.
So on that, just exploring that point, what's cool about this is they could sell the 500, okay, and that's it, limited edition, but the owner, if they want at one point to go, you know what, I'm going to resell this, they can resell it. And the beauty of it is they can actually sell it, hopefully get the value, if not more, and in the background, royalties keep going to the artist who created it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Love it. So that's the new token standard, right?
Well, yeah. That's, you know, the LDX token. It kind of evolved. I know that, you know, from a different idea, but it's coming into its own now. And I've actually been in talks with a guy. He's got a film company in Florida, and he's wanting to. They're pretty close to pulling the trigger on us. Fund like independent films and through NFTs, where people can become part owners in the film and fund the actual whole film development from production to post-production to and become a part of the film that way. Is really groundbreaking and amazing. I hope that they do it, because we're going to do video as well. You know, we already can, and stuff like that. It's really wild.
Cool. So that what you just mentioned, it's more almost like a crowdfunding for the movie to be created, and then it gets sold, and profits essentially go to the people who partake in the funding process, something along those lines. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is interesting.
Like an ownership stake, kind of NFT, like digital based.
Yeah, that is cool. Who wouldn't want, anyway, people enjoy watching movies and TV shows. Now, who wouldn't want to watch a show they funded and will earn money for watching?
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
And turn in their GoFundMe. Like, GoFundMe's cool, but it's kind of boring. Like, you can't tell someone like, oh, I've GoFundMe. Like, no one cares. But if you have a sweet NFT to back that up, like, that's penny dropping material right there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, back to the record label. So somebody, you know, a singer-songwriter or a band or a rap artist or whoever releases a 500 edition, limited edition thing. Well, those 500 are out there, and they sell those out. Then in, say, 2 years, they want to do a reissue where they can issue 5,000. But the first generation ones are only going to appreciate as well, because that was, you may have the second, but do you have the first one? Do you see what I'm saying? And so it just kind of builds on itself.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, at least that's the, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you said, Fez, the same thing. Like, after every resale, the original artist will get a cut of every single, you know, subsequent sale. So I think that's really beneficial for them. It's beneficial for the consumer. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, no, I agree. Love it. Okay, so initially, most of the file types and the first iteration of the Bazaar will be your MP3s. I noticed it's MP4 as well, so I'm guessing a very short clip would probably also get uploaded in the initial release, it looks like.
Right.
Okay. That's cool.
50 no.
Yeah, I think you can do like a preview for the actual like the thumbnail, but then 50 megabytes is going to be our ceiling. So you can fit a pretty big file for 50 megs.
Yeah, that's great. Now a quick message from our sponsors that makes this show possible. Shout out to our sponsors at Icon-Bet, open source decentralized gaming, no deposits, play straight from your wallet. Icon-Bet, made by the players for the players. Okay, so now I want to dive in. I've been testing it, and I noticed LDX has a unique aspect to the bazaar, a really great use case as well in a few different scenarios. Can you talk us through how the LDX token will be used? And perhaps I'll pause there. I jumped the gun. Let's talk about the LDX token. What is it? How did it come about? What is it evolving to? Let's clear the air around the LDX token. How's that sound?
That sounds good, dude. Dust, do you want to take this? Do you want me to take it?
Well, we can both take it, brother. Cali and I went from Icon for Business Node to Spartan Node, and we were sitting there twiddling our thumbs, and we need transactions on Icon. So what the initial idea was, which was it was kind of untenable, was, we were going to track transactions on Icon, people that were like betting on Icon Bet or any of the dApps or using Icon for anything, and try to find a way to see people that were doing real transactions on the network and actually helping the network, and then reward them with the token. And then Cali came up with a proof of momentum where you move the token or you lose it. And that's pretty much how it started.
We've gone through like 1,000 iterations of LDX to its current form. But yeah, originally just started as like a pure rewards token for transactions on the Icon network, and then we thought, we can actually generate transactions by making it proof of momentum. And then it just kind of came here. I think most people didn't like proof of momentum, though. I think it's ahead of its time. Fez, what do you think about proof of momentum? Do you like it?
Look, I knew right away what you were trying to do with it. The concept was move it around, otherwise it disappears. It was exactly. It was never meant to hold value per se. Essentially, it created value because transactions were being created on the network. So I got it. I understood what it was. That's why I covered it off. And in fact, when you first launched it, me and Icongraph, I said, I called this, I go, it is different. We don't know what it is going to be or what it will look like from now. However, I just love the experiment on it. So I got that. But this is why I wanted you to tell the story, because that's how it started, but that's not where we are anymore, is it?
Right, yeah. I think we've gone like a complete 360, if not like a 720, where we started from LDX to today.
Yeah.
So I think now in its current generation, it's more turned into like a fuel almost for the NFT bazaar, and also kind of a store of value, kind of the opposite of what it was in the beginning. So it's kind of turned around a lot.
And we've listened to the community, and when we were testing this thing, I mean, Cali and I had worked together for a year, but John, poor guy, I'm sure, I don't know how old John is, I'll have to ask him, but I'm assuming he's probably got a few more gray hairs now than he did. But we were making the contract this thing and talking crazy, and he implemented it, and it was, the 2-day burn may have been a bit fast I think it's ahead of its time too. I'd like to see him in continual motion. I'd like to do like a 4-hour burn, and you got to send it, man. And just
4 hours. People would be pissed about that.
Come for our heads.
I can see the Telegram just lighting up.
Yeah, golly, they'd try to kill us. But
I think the proof of momentum is really interesting. I think if it was on a network that was like, 1 million transactions a second or something, or, like 10 years, 20 years down the road, it could be really beneficial. But as far as like Icon right now, I don't know if it's the right time and right place for it, for a 48-hour burn at least.
Yeah. So now we're at a 3-month burn, In testing, I went to like a 2-minute burn just testing, and I printed 1 billion tokens and transferred them to the test wallet. And by the time I got over to the wallet and saw that they'd loaded the contract and everything, we had 500 million. And by the time I had a sip of coffee, it was like 250 million, It was crazy. But yeah, it's come a long ways, man. And the LDX with the exchange now is like a glue where you can actually get Lambdax and then actually back an NFT with it and and make a return on it. So it's entered an interesting, I don't want to say DeFi space, but I don't know what you would call it, but you can make a return on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stock market, like crowdfunding NFT like token. It's cool. I like it.
So at the moment in the NFT Bazaar, you can use it it's used to mint NFTs. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, you have to spend LDX to mint. It's 250 LDX to mint one NFT.
Okay, and if you didn't have LDX at all, the NFT Bazaar kind of guides you through this process, which I believe it's 1 ICX for 250 LDX.
Yes, correct. Yeah, it's super easy. Just right on the front page, you can. I think right when you mint, actually, it can take the ICX out of your wallet and just give you LDX right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I use that. I like that. There's 2 ways you can do it, via the mint or just individually. That's great. So that's where you've created a utility. You've created utility for the LDX token, and there's another aspect to the utility for the LDX token in terms of the backing concept that has been created for the NFT Bazaar. Do you want to talk about that? Because I found that I really loved that aspect. I felt it was unique. It gave the everyday person who doesn't want to buy the NFT but kind of wants to have a small stake in it, LDX enables that. So could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, definitely. The backing is mostly from our dev, John. I mean, I'm going to take credit for it because John's not here, so it was all my idea. But John, he really came up with that. And because we were talking about kind of like partial NFT ownership, like because you own like a piece of an NFT, and we still might do that. But I think that backing it would be kind of beneficial because then you kind of still are an owner. And then if someone resells that, you get a percentage of that. And then if that person resells the NFT, you get a percentage of that. And at no time did you actually own the NFT. You just kind of backed it. You get a percent of it. You get kind of a taste, but you don't have to, have to deal with the sale or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Look, my experience, I'll share as well. I love the idea that I can browse through the store and not just look at the sale price, but I could kind of look at how much LDX is backing it, which implies that the everyday user browsing to acquire an NFT has kind of gone and seen something special and thought, oh, you know what, I want to own a stake in this for the future, and I'll put a bit of LDX behind it, which will guarantee me rewards per sale, per every future sale of that NFTs. Now, there's a little more to it. I've really simplified and generalized there, but I love that component because it doesn't. Traditionally, NFTs are the owner mints it, the owner sells it. They obviously bank everything. The new owner then can sell it and bank the profits, and the royalties go to the creator. But that's it. That's the process. So this backing system that you've implemented with the LDX token, it kind of opens up the upside to any person in a percentage field, right? So they can't just make crazy amounts of money all the time. But I love that component. It's unique, and it's a clear differentiator from the other products that's out there. So great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super stoked on it. And you can also you stake with LDX, but then you make ICX and LDX off any sale. So I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that is cool.
And democratizes it. Somebody might be able to afford, by doing it in LDX, they might be able to afford, 250 or 500 or 750 LDX and back more than one, as opposed to not being able to be. Because let's face it, if somebody has a Picasso up there, their own Picasso, and it's selling for 10,000 ICX, I'm not going to be able to buy that, but I can back it, So it kind of democratizes that across everybody and allows you to own a little piece of it. I love it. I love the idea, the democratizing effect of that, and allowing everybody to kind of participate. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, that's what Spartan Node's all about. You know what I mean? Just kind of spreading the love.
Yep.
So to summarize, what we've seen is we've gone from this proof of burn, where it's burning every 48 hours. You've taken the community feedback into account and gone, okay, everyone, we're freezing it. There's no burning happening of the LDX token, a token that was initially designed just to, you know, push transaction, not really have any value apart from creating value via transactions. And then you've started building quite a few products in the background, and the thought process has gone, well, we have this token, let's see how we can actually create utility for it. And the NFT Bazaar is an example of minting the NFTs and backing, which is two separate use cases and utility aspects for the token. It's a huge evolution in the space of how long has the LDX token been out?
6 weeks, 7 weeks. It all runs together. I mean, it's like an endless freight train of things. I don't know, 6 weeks we've been out, maybe 7.
Yeah, not that long at all.
Yeah, and I think that's my point, how quickly it's iterated. So expect there to be further evolution, everyone listening, you know, from its humble beginnings to where it ends up. Great to see. Okay, is there anything about the NFT Bazaar you want to cover off that you feel you want to get out there to everyone listening?
Well, I was just sitting here looking, you know, somebody's put up a audio file while we were sitting here, and you can load that as a preview. And we had a little snag. The devs have already rebuilt the site, and it's, you know, working perfectly. It's just amazing. I just can't believe how fast it's being built on. That's all I want to say. It's just amazing. And other features are being figured in. I don't know, Cali, you know some of the secret features that, you know.
The secret features, do I? I don't know. John doesn't share them with me anymore. No, yeah, I'm super excited how fast it came out. Like, I feel like it's ready to roll. Like, we've been testing it. We've been trying to break it for the past, you know, like 4 or 5 days, and it hasn't broken so far. So I'm super excited where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The NFT, I know you've mentioned this before as well, capitalizing on that NFT buzz, and it's great to see. And look, you know what? You guys release end of this month, hypothetically. I'm sure by the end of May, the product is going to evolve so quickly, the way you guys have been iterating on it, that it'll look very different to what it did at the end of April. So, and I actually love that. Like, I love take that feedback, iterate on it, push it out quicker. It really engages the community. So good to see.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a list of like 500 things for, you know, the 2.0 version of the NFT market. If we could wait and like pump out something really cool, but we kind of want to get something very simple, a really good foundation, and then get that, you know, used by people, and then kind of build on top of that all these cool features we have planned.
Yep. That was our decision, to iterate, get it out as quick as possible, as solidly as possible, and then be able to build on it. And you know, John's getting his doctorate right now, so, you know, I mean, there'll be an ebb and flow, I'm sure, you know, of development on it, but I think development will be continual, and you're going to see some really cool stuff come out.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how the musician aspect and the studio aspect turns out. So that'll be great and unique as well. So, Cali, now we talked about the NFT Bazaar, and now I know you guys have a lot of different things that you're working on, and I wanted to talk about them, you know, part of how we plan the show, and you gave me a couple of dot points, so I'm going to ask you and then just fire away based on what you say. What's this blockchain dev simulator you've mentioned, given me a snippet of?
This is something we've been talking about in kind of different iterations for, like, before Spartan Node even started. This is going to be a really cool game. It's kind of like an NFT based kind of simulation game. It goes back to like kind of like the phone games. I don't know, are you familiar with I can't remember the name right now, but there's like simulation games. They're out of Japan where you can like run a hotel, you could run like an F1 racing company. Have you heard of those before, Fez?
Yeah, like I played that Game Tycoon, you know, where you build a video game.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, so like Game Dev Tycoon or something like that. We want to do something that's NFT based, that's a blockchain dev kind of tycoon or blockchain dev simulator.
Okay, so
or you have like a CEO, that would be an NFT, like a really cool one, or like an office space in like Melbourne or San Francisco, that would be an NFT. I think that'd be really cool. And then you could make LDX, you could make real ICX from a game.
Okay.
Because I really like those simulator style games, but like at the end of the day, like you don't really get anything from it. And so this, you could like hold a piece of it, you could sell a piece of it, or you could make real money off of it.
Yep.
So
it's cool.
So will it be the game would be minted as okay, I'll use tell me if I'm way off here. You know the new proposal, the gangster bet, that's going, where they're minting a set of NFTs. Essentially, it's these pixel gangster characters. They get generated, and you can use the token they have to amend the stats, etc., etc., and it goes up in value because it's just a limited edition set of cards around that theme. So is when you're talking about the blockchain dev simulator, are you talking about creating an actual game or creating like a collectible series of NFTs that revolve around that theme?
Yeah, it'll be both actually. So you're gonna be able to collect different NFTs. You're gonna be able to like trade them, but the main point is to use those NFTs to play the game.
Okay, yep. And the LDX token would be used in terms of fees, upgrades, whatever it's needed in the game. The LDX token comes into play.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we want to give like more use cases for LDX, so we're gonna throw that into all of our stuff now.
Okay. Love it. Yep. That's a good quick snippet about that. So when are you thinking? What's the timelines? Is John delivering this in May?
Oh, dude, if it were up to John, it'd be like 2025 when that thing comes out. So we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know anything. I think right now our main focus is kind of the NFT market, like NFT market 2.0. And so we have no release date on that, but I definitely want to get that out and get it made.
Okay, so then the next topic, so on the similar theme, NFT Bazaar Minigames. So you talked about a specific, so are you planning on creating a series of games?
Yeah, definitely. We want to do just kind of like super simple little games where you could jump on the NFT Bazaar, you could play it for like 1 minute or 10 minutes, and you can earn LDX through the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually, when listening to Corey's podcast that you're on, I heard you talk about this. So it is essentially those old school, the old Mega Drive, those kind of games. You guys were creating them, modifying them so there's no copyright infringements, etc., etc. And will they be hosted on the NFT Bazaar?
Yeah, we're planning on having just like a little section. Like we haven't really fleshed out where, but I think we should have them right on there so you can, like, say you want to mint an NFT, but you're like 10 LDX short. You can jump on the game, play a little game for 10 minutes, and then make your LDX and mint your NFT.
And be doing some transactions on Icon while you're doing all that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so where does, and this is a sneaky question, where is that LDX coming from? Is it coming from a treasury or because overall, how does that concept work? Because you have your total supply, or what's the supply of LDX? I know this is kind of something that's being talked about and worked on.
Oh, it's set.
Yeah, Dusty, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, bro. Well, it's 1 billion. I'm sorry, I'll let you finish. But it's 1 billion. We minted 1 billion of them, and so there's plenty to go around, and there's enough use cases that we can think of to really put it to use. And so there's
cool. Cali, you were going to say something?
Yeah, so it is 1 billion, the supply, but we are going to have our special 420 bonfire of LDX. Do you guys have 420 in Australia, Fez? Do you know what that is?
No.
No?
Oh, maybe they, and I don't. Sometimes I'm pretty clueless.
Damn. All right. Well, just Google it, Fez.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like we're gonna have a special event where we're gonna burn 20% of the whole supply of LDX to celebrate the NFT market. So that should bring it down to 800 million total.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And
every time a NFT is minted, and every time as we develop these other things, there's going to be a little bit of less supply. We're not printing them out left and right. So it hopefully will appreciate, you know.
Yeah, we want to have the LDX like burn pretty fast, so then people that use it, people that hold it, people that take care of it, they're rewarded for pretty quickly for what they're doing with it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, okay, I like that. I essentially the LDX. So then it's being minted to be distributed. It's for the people, right? Essentially, that's the mantra behind it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we want to give it all away, but yeah, we kind of want to get it out there, get people using it, just kind of give it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the mini game. So the mini games component. Just touching on that. Is it something you're looking to sell, or it's more about it being in an NFT form where users can just play it? They don't actually purchase the games or anything like that. It's just for the anyday person to go jump on and start playing.
Yeah, it's going to be 100% free. You can just jump on. You can play games. You can earn LDX. You can just do whatever you want. It's going to be. It's not for sale. It's just if you want to come on and play games, go for it. We're going to have we have one little kind of Mario. I don't know if we can use that name, but it's going to be I don't know. We'll call it something else. Then we have a Candy Crush clone. That's our second one that we have planned. We have a bunch of them planned out.
Cool. Okay. Now for the one that I literally could not put anything piece it to anything. Integration teas.
Oh, I don't know if we can talk about this. Dusty, can we talk about this?
Well,
I'm going to put you front and center on this.
Well, okay. We're looking to integrate. We want to. Well, the nature of our node is, we kind of got wrapped over the head when we started out, and now the community's turned around and seen that we're sincere, and so we're not getting their vote buying thing. But the whole idea is to help Icon, and so I'm not going to name the other network, but we've been in, or at least one of us has been in fairly substantial talks with them about integrating. They're heavy, DeFi oriented, and it's not LDX getting listed; it's Icon. It's ICX, and we're actively looking at it. We're actively thinking about expanding too, and maybe running a node on a lesser known network, and then trying to build some bridges back to Icon through that. The best way to build relationships is to run a node on another network, and then build relationships with that network. And when we've got the relationship with Icon, and we can kind of get everybody to shake hands, and so the integration thing I can't announce tonight, but
I do it, Dusty.
Don't. Look, I'm not going to put pressure, but I think that's given a lot of context because I had nothing before this, and I love the philosophy around it, because end of the day, Icon's goal is interoperability, but now let's use the word aggregation, right? And how better to aggregate than to host other nodes, etc., and then push it from the inside.
Yeah, well, really, another member of our team's really been pushing this. We need to get. I don't know. We thought about floating the CPS for it. It's expensive, but it would be well worth it for Icon. I hope it's with Frontier Network. Actually, is who we've been talking to, and I'm hoping that we can get the foundation and people interested enough to actually help back this. It would be amazing for Icon. On top of everything else,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
So they're Frontier's pretty cool, and they're nice people, and so hopefully we can continue building relationships. I think some people in the foundation have reached out to them some, but there's so much going on right now. We got balance dropping and all this stuff, so everybody's super busy. But that's what we want to do. That would be a dream. So I'm looking forward to it.
So we've gone from not being able to reveal to just name dropping in the most calmest fashion.
I can't believe he did it.
Well,
can you bleep that out, Fez?
I can if needed. Look, at the end of the day, I don't want anything to be jeopardized. So I appreciate the exclusive, but don't jeopardize any.
Well, I would jeopardize anything. In fact, I want to. Try to put weight on people to get them to. You got to apply a little weight now and then to get it moving. But actually, an interesting thing is seeing Web3 Foundation and Icon get together. It was interesting to be, kind of a little part of that. And it doesn't take much to really get. Everybody wants to think that, blockchains are competing, and actually men said it a lot of times, and it's actually really true. We really aren't competitors so much as if we can get people working together. That's really good, and so that's really where I'm interested in doing, everywhere we can get people working together.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like it's rarely a competition between blockchains. I think most people, they want to get to know each other, they want to make friends, they want to work together.
Yeah, look, I think this is just it. This term, and I say this, Ethereum killer. I just don't believe such a term exists. And it's a naive term. It's no such thing. Eventually, blockchains. I was listening to one of the other podcasts, and on the Bankless, I'm a big fan of their content, and they had someone in the normal financial world who's invested and taken interest, and he made this call out, a guy that doesn't know too much about blockchains, but his view was, one chain will not be able to cater for all the use cases that come up due to speed, etc., etc. There's always going to be some kind of side chain, other chain that specializes in gaming, etc., etc. This is going to happen, and the key for it to be successful is somehow connecting everything together. And it's so true. It is this one chain narrative is really just bag holders hoping their chain moons, and that's fact,
I'm doing some construction on the house today, and there's this outbuilding that I'm doing, and I had a bobcat guy there, and he was pulling back the detritus of the forest floor. There weren't trees there, but there was all these roots from the grass to the trees and everything. It's all individual roots, and you've got your trees, but you've also got your grass and everything, and it's all this web of interconnectedness, like in a forest. And that's how blockchain's going to be. It's not going to be just one root going down to the center of the earth. It's going to be all the little bitty fungus and everything coexisting, and Icon's a part of it, and all of the other blockchains will be as well when we finally grow up and become what, because this is very NASA technology right now, it still is.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's great. I really love that. And Frontier, yes, I know. I've seen...
Yeah, so I don't know.
Sorry.
We don't know about Frontier. Just pretend that never happened.
Okay, yeah. But look, let's. It's the right push. I see where you're going with there. We've seen a few P reps as well expand, and I have given this thought as well, and I thought, the expansion into the other ecosystems hopefully is setting ourselves up with BTP rolling out, etc. Just putting us in that prime position to then implement these technologies that are going to get released this year. So very excited to see. So guys, it's been probably almost an hour. Is there any closing words, Dusty, you want to talk through, bring out, shed some light? I think I'm in every Icon chat room there is. And I see people, talking about the price, but you and I were speaking before we started recording this thing, and we're better off where we're at right now because there's not like an insane pump that's unsustainable. And most of the P reps and the teams are building things now on a tangible network, and it's not the time to lose faith. Don't lose faith now. Things are being done, and I see people getting down in the mouth about it. And why aren't we at the height, and look at where Bitcoin is, or look at where Ethereum is. But let's look where we are and compare it to where we were, say, 16 months ago. Yeah. And there weren't NFTs 16 months ago. There wasn't Craft. There wasn't Bridge. There wasn't Finance. There wasn't Unify. There wasn't any of this. And now it's here today. So it's real easy to get caught up in the short term. And my brothers and my sisters in Icon land, do not lose faith in it. It's coming along. That's all I want to say, from my end. And thank you for having me on, by the way. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Cali?
I think Dusty said it perfectly, Fez. That was awesome. I think I'm gonna double that.
Yeah, look, I completely agree with what you've said, Dusty. In fact, make it a point. Me and Iconographer will always just chat about price and what's happening in the day, and then keep moving. And I don't get involved in price discussions. But as I was telling you, Dusty, and I will say this, I'm a huge believer in the utility of the token will drive price. And I said this earlier, apart from staking, there was no other utility. We knew stuff was being built, and that time has come. The key foundational aspects of the DeFi ecosystem is coming in the next 10 days. I cannot explain how important balanced is and what it can do for Icon. BTP, if say BTP was never launching, and let's ignore that for a fact, if BTP didn't launch, balance could be used to create every real world or a blockchain asset with ICX backing it, or using the other assets to back, because obviously the total market cap would have a play here. But that is the potential of the protocol. So once you have that, and it's using ICX as the value to ensure that there is what gets minted, it's a game changer. So with you, Dusty, patience. If we want to pump, we want to see the price rise with the utility of the Icon token, more adaptation, that sort of stuff. That's the kind of price rise that is real, and that's what we want. That's my view, my humble personal view, but also what I've noticed across various blockchain ecosystems, that yes, they pump on news, buzz, initial, but later on the true value comes once their ecosystem starts to grow and the utility for the token is used in that ecosystem. So I know I've rambled, but I felt I wanted to
keep going, Fez. I was listening. This is great, dude.
Cool. That's all from me, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'm looking forward to obviously having you all on often as you keep building and evolving. Who knows, this integration news will I'll have to have you all on and talk through what you're going to do on that front. See what I did there? Just that front.
Nice, you killed that, Fez.
That won't be in April, but it's a longer term goal. But we are working towards that, or something similar to that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think what you said was perfect. Like April, May, there's some fire projects coming out on Icon. So, like, if you're selling now, you got your pants on your head.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, guys. Look, once again, thanks for coming on the show, and for everyone listening, if you've really enjoyed, no doubt you would have. There's been so many exclusives that they weren't allowed to drop, and they have dropped. But ensure you like it, share this around, really talk about it. That's how we also spread the word about the Icon ecosystem. So, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Cali, for joining the show. Chat soon.
Thanks, Fez.
Thanks, Fez.